As Steve Bennett mentioned, Tulsa and Oklahoma City Public Schools' third-grade reading test results were the worst in the state. The results are preliminary, but some individual schools don't want the scores to affect the morale of teachers or students.
At Anderson Elementary School in Tulsa, 68% of third graders scored unsatisfactory after taking the reading sufficiency test. Of the 47 children who took the test, 32 did not pass.
We're going to stay the course, and like I said, they can have us hang any scarlet letter they want on our doors, and that's fine. But we know what we're doing for these kids, and the kids know how hard they're working and how hard their teachers are working.
Tracy Thompson came to Anderson as principal 2 years ago with the task of improving education at a school that was struggling. All new, highly qualified teachers were hired.
And this particular third grade bunch, from what we understand, had inconsistent teaching through high mobility rates of the teachers their first grade year. So they never got the foundational skills of reading that they should have gotten.
At the beginning of this school year, teacher Jennifer Newton knew she had a monumental job to perform.
They came in to me reading at a pre-K kindergarten level, and now they're leaving at a 2.5 grade level, or some of them went from 2 to 5.5. So the growth is phenomenal, but that's not good enough.
She teaches 15 third graders, and 8 of them did not pass the state-mandated reading test. At the time of this interview, the children had not been told of their scores.
So I have kids that literally poured everything that they had into preparing for that test, and they didn't pass. So when they thought they did so good and they were so proud of themselves, I just don't know how you explain to them, you did so good, but it wasn't good enough. I dread having that conversation.
Thompson says teachers worked miracles this year.
As of this morning, one particular teacher has brought down that they have grown 1.7 years within just this year. And that's, 1 year plus 7 months. So that's pretty staggering. One particular child, and this child missed limited knowledge by 2 points. She has grown 2 years. And to hold her back, that would just be a real injustice. At the beginning of the year, and I can't show you the names on this, there was not one student scoring proficient in the third grade.
This week, a letter from Dr. Keith Ballard dated May 9th was sent home to parents. It reads, "Please know that we have a plan and are working diligently to notify parents as soon as possible. Our plan includes going through the data, applying the exemptions, and deciding which students are to be retained per state mandate." Ballard also wrote that he thought it was disrespectful for students, parents, and teachers to find out about the results through the news media.
Let me start by saying you probably actually had more notice than I did. In an unprecedented move, these test scores were released to the media along with a press release before the school districts got them. I have to be upfront and say I consider that to be a highly unethical move, not to even communicate with the schools, thinking about how parents are hearing this for the first time. We didn't even get the scores in a district report.
Ballard emphasized the results are only preliminary. There was no explanation why test results were not released for one Tulsa elementary school. Ballard and many other educators are opposed to the high-stakes testing in third grade.
Where retention is concerned, there is no research evidence that indicates that it is in the student's best interest to be retained. That said, there may be times that retention is a good thing, but it ought to be a school-level decision with parents having input into it.
Chief Accountability Officer for Tulsa Schools, Tracy Bales, reminds parents there are 6 good cause exemptions to the law which requires students to repeat the third grade if they had a failing score.
Parents will be notified, those who have scored satisfactory and those who have not. Parents will be asked to come in to meet with the teachers, to meet with the principal, to talk about those good cause exemptions and the possibilities around that.
And click on the 8s and let's see how you're doing.
At Tulsa's Lanier Elementary School, there will be no formal meetings with parents to discuss the reading tests because 100% of the third graders scored satisfactory. The demographics of the school are much different than those schools that scored low. Only 62% are on free and reduced lunches, as compared to 100% at some schools where children are growing up in poverty. Principal Robert Morris says there is less mobility among students and teachers, and third grade class sizes are smaller than most. He gives much of the credit to teachers who work hard to build relationships with students and who apply their training in the classroom.
The teachers on the staff have been exposed to really good training, and we're a literacy first school. There's some training we went to a few years back that really was some of the best training that any of us have ever experienced.
He says parental involvement is also key to a child's success. Anderson third grader Elijah McNeil is proof of that. She's reading at a 5th grade level and is experiencing the joy so many of her classmates haven't realized yet.
Reading takes me in different places. So when I'm real bored and I have nothing to do, I get a book, I start reading. I feel like I'm not even there anymore. I'm just in the book.
She will definitely be promoted to 3rd grade. The fate of 3rd graders who scored unsatisfactory is yet undecided.